Hi everybody, my name is Malachi Corliss and I have always dreamed of having a six-pack. And yes, I know that sounds kind of vain to open up the video with, but to be honest, I think after having a little bit of experience the past couple years, I think I know what everyone gets wrong about losing weight. So stick around in the video to find out the real solution, what I have learned over the past few years to get the result that you're looking for. And no, this isn't a quick fix video, but this is the real way to get in shape and lose weight and, get close to the body of your dreams. I struggled with this for years. I've been lifting and exercising consciously for the past 8 years, I'd say. And I have struggled for most of that time until a couple of years ago with what I should be doing. And I don't think I'm alone. So why did I start out saying that I want a six-pack? Well, if you Google how to get a six-pack, you're going to get some of the generic results like, oh, just do planks. Oh, just do Russian twists. Oh, just do cable crunches. Just do sit-ups, man. What are you doing? Then you get all six. They'll just show up, The reality is, one, you need to be skinny enough, as in you don't have a lot of fat. How much of your total body weight, percentage-wise, is fat? So you also, to look like some of the models I'm sure that you've seen on the internet, on Instagram, get off of Instagram. Get off. To look like that, you have to have a decent amount of muscle and low body fat percentage. So that Google result I told you at the beginning of the video, all those things that it's going to tell you to do are not the way to get a six-pack. Those are just how to do ab exercises. But the reality is ab exercises are not the way to get a six-pack. And the other thing that you'll see commonly out on the internet is that, oh, just try this one thing, try this one thing, try drinking this supplement, try apple cider vinegar. These quick fix, if you see a quick fix solution for anything, just discard it. Just boom. Throw it away. Throw it away. Okay, but for real, how do you get abs? So the process, as everything with fitness, is simple, but it is hard to stick to, which is why it's hard for most people to have a six-pack. To get abs, you need to do three things. Get some muscle, lose some weight, and you probably need to have some sort of pump, which basically means you need to go do the exercises once you are close to the look, and then they'll pop out. So, you look at Hugh Jackman on a movie or something like that. Yeah, he doesn't look like that all the time. He has been doing some form of exercise right before that shot, and he's dehydrated himself so that it stands out more predominantly. But there's a few things that I think people get wrong, especially when they're first starting out. So they understand the concept, okay, if I want to look like that, I need to lose weight, right? Or I need to gain more muscle, those two things. But I think the problem is the conversation that people have is, when I talk about weight gain, I actually mean muscle gain, even though everybody says, oh, I want to gain weight to get bigger, bulk. I want to bulk. You really just want to only gain muscle. You don't want to get more fat. You want to minimize as much fat as possible from the gain. And then when we're talking about weight loss, it's really easy to be like, oh yeah, I want to go on a diet and lose a bunch of weight. But the reality is, if you lose a bunch of muscle, then that's no good. You just want to lose fat. You don't want to lose weight. Muscle and fat both contribute to the weight on your body. So you need to be careful when you're gaining weight that you're not gaining too much fat. And when you're losing weight, you're not losing too much muscle, because otherwise you're going to gain weight, gain some muscle. Great, but you also gain fat. And then when you get back down, you're going to look the same way you did before. And so I just made a quick little diagram here that shows, okay, you have an overweight person. Maybe this is what you look like. If you want to lose fat, you're probably just going to look normal, right? This is probably what I would say I have gotten to. But then if you're adding muscle, you're probably going to need to gain some weight, okay? And I know for people, this is where I'm at right now, is gaining weight actually sounds scary because I don't want to look the way I did in the first example, right? And the reality is both directions, you're going to lose a little bit of muscle if you are losing weight, or you're going to gain a little bit of fat if you're adding muscle. That's just the way it is. So you have to be careful. And these are things over time, over a long period of time, you want to be paying attention to, because this means you're headed in the right direction. So for me, I weighed 235 pounds. And that was quite heavy. I can show you a picture right now. This is what I look like. But what I was able to do is lose 50 pounds and not lose a lot of strength. So one way to tell that you're losing fat if you're dropping pounds is to try and measure your workouts and track, am I getting weaker over time or am I staying about the same? You might get a little bit weaker But if your bench press is 150 pounds when you started at 235 pounds, and then it's still 150 after 185 pounds, that means you're 50 pounds lighter, but you're still able to push the same weight. That's really good. That means you didn't lose any strength. Now, realistically, that's not what's going to happen. I was able to bench 245 pounds when I was 235, but now I can maybe bench 200 pounds weighing 185. So I am weaker technically, but I weigh less too. So I would say and now what I'm working on is trying to get heavier while increasing the number of reps or weight that I'm able to do. I'm trying to get stronger. So the goal is when I am gaining weight, I'm trying to get stronger in my exercises. When I'm losing weight, I'm trying to stay the same when I'm doing exercises. And this kind of requires that you track the workouts that you're doing. This is one of the reasons why you see people actually tracking it, is because it's just data to kind of tell you if you're doing the right thing. It's annoying, but I recommend using Heavy, H-E-V-Y. This is the app that I use for tracking my workouts because it goes on my Apple Watch. I can see what I'm doing, and it's really quick and easy to add stuff in there. Just do it, and I'm able to kind of see over time how much I'm able to lift on a certain exercise. It also keeps me, honest with if I want to put less weight on. Well, yesterday I lifted this much, so I want to try and use the same weight to maintain where I'm at. The reality is you're going to have to keep working with this, and the real secret to getting the look that you want is you need to plan this out over time. There are 3 different phases basically you need to plan on during your fat loss journey. There is adding muscle, which means you're getting heavier. There is losing weight, which hopefully means you're losing fat. But then there's also a third one, which is maintenance. Now, you may have heard of maintenance before, but this just means you're kind of staying about where you're at. Most of the time, you should try and stay in maintenance because life happens. Holidays happen. We're going right into Christmas here soon and Thanksgiving, and there's people's birthdays, things like that. And it's hard to sometimes stick to your diets during this time. So what I usually do is I plan out a maintenance period during overlapping these where it's like, okay, I can eat more food. I'm still going consistently and exercising. But then when I know, I don't really have a lot going on for the next month, I can plan a fat loss phase, or I have the holidays coming up here. I really want to add some muscle. Okay, well, I'm going to go to the gym 6 times a week to add muscle, because I know I'm going to be eating more food because of the holidays. So this is something that you need to do over a long period of time. I've been doing this for 2 years and I still don't have the 6-pack yet, but I am stronger than I used to be compared to how heavy I am. I usually weigh between 185 and 190, but I am slowly working on adding more weight to my bench press, my squats, things like that. So when I get heavier, I'm trying to only add muscle when I get heavier, and I'm trying to cut fat when I lose weight. So that sounds great. Fantastic. Now you guys kind of have an idea about what people get wrong about fat loss. But there is one thing I think that really trips people up when they're trying to lose weight. And if you want to know what that is, check out the next video.